Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Munchie, and today we're going to be learning about the fierce queen of the Illyrians, you know what I'm saying? And this is the female, you know what I'm saying, warrior queen of the Illyrians, you know what I'm saying? And she go by the name of Teuta The Untamable, you know what I'm saying? Because she was not able to be tamed by anyone, any man or woman, you know what I'm saying? And we about to learn some cool fun facts about the Illyrians, you know what I'm saying? Now these are the ancestors of the current day Albanians, okay? And shout out to Albania and Kosovo and of course Montenegro, okay? And of course my American Albas, you already know. Shout out to the Skippentarians. You know what I'm saying? Today we're going to learn some history.
Following the defeat of Carthage in the First Punic War in 241 BC, the Roman Republic became a dominant naval power in the Mediterranean. Nevertheless, Rome's control of the seas was not absolute. To the east of Italy, another power was on the rise.
So they said Rome's power wasn't absolute when they tried to come to the Illyrian side. That's what he's basically saying. Wow, and they meet this person right here. This
was the Ardean Kingdom, ruled by an Illyrian tribe that began to threaten Rome's trade routes that ran across the Adriatic Sea. At the helm...
They said the what empire? Let me know in the comment section. I don't want to rewind it. Y'all let me know, because of course I'm doing a podcast reaction, so I just don't want to go back to listen the video too long, because I got questions. So I'm going to just pause it, and this is interaction, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Let me know some fun facts, okay? If you in the comment section loving this content, and smash that like button while you at it.
Of this kingdom was the capable Queen Teuta. Queen Teuta was the wife of Agrin, a king of the Ardean Kingdom.
So I seen someone in the comment section say pronouncing it incorrectly.
Became a force to be reckoned with.
So I hope I said
According
it correctly.
to the Roman writer Appian of Alexandria, Agrin had expanded his kingdom by capturing a part of Epirus, as well as Corcyra, Epidaurus, and Pharis. In addition, Agrin's fleet was much feared.
Are you talking about Epirus? Epirus? I thought it was Epirus. So I don't know. Is it Epirus or Epirus? It could be so many different ways you can actually pronounce that. Let me know what's the actual correct way to say it. Is he saying that correctly, at least? This is a beautiful picture of Teuta. I call it Teuta. She definitely looks like she has some Andalusian features. She definitely looks like a Greek queen. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some Greekness in there. You know what I'm saying? I see on the wall, she's standing on top of a building or some type of wherever that is. Y'all let me know the proper name of that. Might be her actual castle that she's looking on down to the city towards. I would love to have lived during this age and not with no racism and no crazy stuff going on, and just to be able to see what the architecture of these ancient cities actually look like. Like, this is so interesting. I love that picture that's on the wall. Is that inscription?
In the Adriatic Sea, death of the king, rise
coins,
of the queen.
Illyrian
In 231 BC, Agrin suddenly died after obtaining a victory over the Aetolians. According to the Greek historian Polybius, King Agrin, when the flotilla returned
so
and his officers gave him an account of the battle, was so overjoyed at the thought of having beaten the Aetolians, then the proudest of peoples, that he took to carousals and other convivial excesses.
You remind me of the Anatolians. I was going to say that too, not just the Greeks. And when I say Greeks, I mean the ancient Greeks, because the ancient Greeks remind me of the ancient Anatolians, which makes a lot of sense now, especially the way they dress and all that stuff, especially in ancient times. And if you listen or watch any folk music of modern day Albanian music, you'll see they still keep, man, get the fuck out here. You see that they still keep the tradition going.
From which he fell into a pleurisy that ended fatally in a few days. As Agrin's heir, Pins, was a mere infant when the king died, the Ardean kingdom became ruled by Teuta, who acted as queen regent. Although Teuta continued her late husband's expansionist policy, her actions have been portrayed in a negative light by Polybius, though this may well have been a biased view based on his focus on Roman historiography. According to Polybius, Teuta had a woman's natural shortness of view, and that she could see nothing but the recent success, and had no eyes of what was going on elsewhere. Polybius also mentions that Teuta supported the Illyrian practice of piracy, and pillaged her neighbors indiscriminately, as her commanders were ordered to treat everyone else as their enemies.
What?
Illyrian piracy irks the Romans.
Discrimination too?
It was these piratical raids that would eventually lead the Romans to wage war against Teuta. The Roman Senate had initially ignored the complaints made against the Illyrians by merchants sailing the...
So they used to call them piratical raids. So they used to, Teuta used to raid other tribes near her, or wherever she went, you know what I'm saying? Wow. She was really untameless and really fierce. She should be called the what you would say, the relentless or something. Yeah, relentless. It's more
the Adriatic Sea.
Not to say
as
it
the
in a
number
bad
of
way
complaints increased, the Senate was forced to interfere. The Romans first employed diplomacy and sent envoys to Teuta's court. The ancient sources record that Teuta was not at all pleased with the Roman envoys and was not reasonable in her dealings with them. Worst of all, the diplomatic immunity of these envoys was breached. Polybius records that one of the envoys was assassinated while preparing to leave for Rome. Cassius Dio mentions that some envoys were imprisoned and others killed. When news of this returned to Rome, the Romans were outraged and declared war against Teuta.
Wow, that sounds like what's going on now in America with the politics and the trial that's going on with what happened on January 9th. What was that, 2020? You know, the election, you know what I'm saying, when they try to jump the wall, Donald Trump situation. Because right now, there's no telling what the United States is actually is going to end up like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of crazy stuff happening, and it's very similar to what they speaking about, you know what I'm saying? Piratical, is that kind of like piratical? The only thing I would say about piratical, don't piratical and piracy sounds like similar to the word pirate? Is that why piracy is piracy? Like, because it's not the same thing, but meaning, because a pirate, if I'm not mistaken, is someone that seeks to take things, right? But they ocean or sea people, and which makes sense because these people, of course, the Illyrians live next to the Adriatic, and yeah.
A fleet of 200 ships was prepared for the invasion, along with a land army. The first target of the Roman fleet was the island of Corcyra, held by Demetrius, who was also the governor of Pharis. In both accounts of Appian and Polybius, Demetrius is said to have betrayed the Illyrians by surrendering Corcyra and Pharis to the Romans. According to Cassius Dio, however, it was Teuta herself who sent Demetrius to hand over Corcyra to the Romans in exchange for a truce. Shortly after the truce, however, Teuta attacked Epidamnus and Apollonia, causing the Romans to interfere again. Demetrius would later transfer his allegiance to the Romans as a result of the queen's capriciousness. The pirate queen Spain, realizing that she was no match for the Romans, Teuta surrendered in 227 BC. According to Polybius, Teuta consented to pay any tribute they imposed, to relinquish all Illyria except a few places, and what mostly concerned the Greeks. Undertook not to sail beyond Lissus with more than 2 unarmed vessels. Additionally, Appian mentions that Corcyra, Pharis, Issa, Epidamnus, and the Illyrian Atintani became Roman subjects. The remainder of Agrin's kingdom was in the hands of Pins, whose new guardian was Demetrius. Although Teuta lived for another few decades, there is an interesting story stating that Teuta had jumped off a cliff instead of surrendering to Rome at Risen, on the Bay of...
So that must be, that last thing you just said must be one of those things where it's a mystery. If she... So I'm guessing if he said that, they don't know how she actually died. That's what I'm guessing. So let me know in the comment section, especially you that's from Illyrian, Greek, or Roman origin. And of course, if you mix with Albanian, or you mix with Kosovan, or you Kosovan, you know what I'm saying? Or if you from Montenegro. Now, Montenegro is a Balkan country that's right underneath Albania, and it's mixed with Greeks and Romanians and Albanians, which Romanians are Dacians, and I forget who the Thracians are. If I get it right, I don't want to really get it wrong. The Thracians, I don't think they were the Serbians. Hell no. I forget who the Thracians is. I think they might have been like the Slovaks and the Slovenians. I'm not actually sure. Or the Bulgarians, most likely. It's probably the Bulgarians. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. And if you did, smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Jay Munchie. You're watching Skip Darty and Munchie TV. You know what I'm saying? You already know, throw those double-headed eagles up. You already know. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't you mess up on me. Come on. Where are we? The grilled cheese. How you doing? Bruh. OMG.